It's been 20 years since the Hamilton Tiger Cats last won the Grey Cup, and tonight at Tim Hortons Field, they're honoring the 1999 champs at a time when the current Ticats dream of ending the drought. They have the best record coming into tonight in the Canadian Football League.
He's back. Delvin Breaux to a great defense, number one in the league, giving up less than 19 points a game. He is back to a great group, and he's excited to be back.
Dane Evans, the leader of the offense. He's got the killer bees spreading the wealth.
What about the leader of the offense for the Edmonton Eskimos? Logan Kilgore got his first victory as a starting quarterback for the Eskimos last weekend. It was against the Outer Red Blacks, but it doesn't matter. He got his first victory. How will he follow that up against these Hamilton Tiger Cats?
Nearly got that first victory the week before against the Hamilton Tiger Cats when they came back big time in the second half. Starting week 17, if you can believe it, here. Friday Night Football on TSN. Welcome. Glad you could join us for a big one tonight in Hamilton, along with the Pan Love. We got the coach back, Mike Benavides. Davis Sanchez here, Milt Stiegel as well. And it was just 2 weeks ago that Hamilton jumped out with big plays to a 24-0 lead before barely winning that on a last-second field goal. But it was big plays given up by Edmonton. That leads us to our Coors Light answering the call. Who's going to answer that call tonight, Milt?
That Edmonton Eskimos, that defense, especially that defensive backfield. How will they handle BBD? Brandon, Braylon, and Dane. Right. You know, the hottest receiving duo in the CFL. Braylon Addison and Brandon Banks, of course, Dane Evans. So it's going to be a challenge. These guys are big play guys. They're not just nickel and dimes. They like to go down the field and make some plays. So it'll be interesting to see how this defensive backfield for the Eskimos try to contain those guys.
If they want to answer the call, Milton, they need a communications company or communication in the secondary. We saw a lot of busts last time these teams played. That was the key to the big plays, Coach. We talked about it. We saw it on film. They got to communicate. That's the key. With I call the CFL secondary a 5-lane highway. All the stuff going on. Got to communicate.
Yeah, there's lots going on. But for me, Dane Evans better answer the call. I understand.
So you're flipping the script here.
Dane Evans. What? I know he's doing a nice job, and he's getting a lot of publicity and well-deserved. But last time, he had 3 plays in a row, and it was just vertical plays. It wasn't him scoring those touchdowns. Formationally, Tommy Condell was scoring those formations. And I could throw that screen to what's his name, and get a screen.
Little speedy beat.
So he needs to perform. The standard's been set. They talk about the standard in Hamilton. Yeah. Let's see it.
Have you noticed what he's done over his last 4 games, Coach?
Yes, but formationally, he had some easy seam throws. Like you kind of look like you back in the day. A screen to the edge. Dane's got to answer it, and he's been doing well. Yes, but do it again.
I tell you what, the current Ticats, they're 11-3, and they're trying to answer the standard of the 1999 team that won the Grey Cup over the Calgary Stampeders. Rob Hitchcock was a great safety on that team. He's being inducted into the Wall of Honor in Hamilton tonight at the half, watching the current club against the Edmonton Eskimos, looking to take another step closer to clinching first in the East.
I love everybody,
Simone Lawrence got tripped up. There's another tackle for Lawrence. That's a season best for him.
Love his world, hate his fate. How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety cars in. Port.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet? Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune. Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or It's Free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Kelly Grant of Edmonton, it's your chance to win big thanks to Save on Foods $1 Million Touchdown to Win. If a kickoff is returned all the way for a touchdown, you can win a $10,000 home theater package. And if it happens a second time, go Kelly, you can also win $1 million. So good luck with that as we head to kickoff now in Hamilton and join Chris Cuthbert and Henry Burris, guys.
Thank you, Rod. A special night here. The Ticats honor the 1999 Grey Cup team and try to make history of their own as the Tabbies host the Eskimos on Friday Night Football from Tim Hortons Field.
I can't wait to get this game started because Dane Evans, one of the new guns, as you could say, in the CFL, leading the Renaissance and the Hamilton Tiger Cats. He just took the team on a 2-1 record on a vaunted road trip that many could not handle. But this young man did a great job throwing for 77%, over 1,000 yards. And this man is on fire right now. Logan Kilgore, when I've watched film on Logan lately, 1-1 record over his past 2 games. You can see when he's confident and when he's not. He said he's focusing on throwing more conviction and feeling confident and giving his playmakers an opportunity to make those plays downfield, which led to a victory over Ottawa last week. And now they sit on the cusp of making it to the playoffs.
Yeah, that win snapped a 4-game losing streak, and Jason Moss's Eskimos can nail down a playoff spot with the victory tonight. Orlando Steinauer, a member of the last Ticat team to win a Grey Cup, and his team looks for a franchise record-tying 12th win tonight, which would clinch first place in the East. Ticats will get the ball first. Hugh O'Neill kicks it off, and we are underway from the donut box with Frankie Williams on the return. A little stutter step, and he crosses the 35 before he gets bumped out of bounds. And here comes Dane Evans. What a first quarter in that last meeting against the Eskimos when he threw for 197 yards.
3 big shots to his 3 big weapons, Marcus Tucker, Braylon Addison, and Speedy B, Brandon Banks. But it was the final 3 quarters that has him thinking, okay, we need to be more efficient tonight because they know this Edmonton team is here for a purpose and they feel that they can beat these Ticats, so he has to be on.
So the player of the month and the Ticats will scrimmage first down at their 38. 3-man front, they'll hand it off, and Tyrell Sutton with the burst off the left side and a first down run up to the 51, so 13 on the first carry, his longest as a Ticat.
Tyrell Sutton, he could definitely be a difference maker for this team. They've lacked a running game all season long, and now they've got that guy who can do it, also be a great bad weather back. But he finds a crease there created by his offensive line. Off to a great start.
First down, throwing the flat. Ackland's got the catch into Edmonton territory. The tackle made by Taekwon Glass on the corner tonight for Edmonton.
And in typical fashion with Tyrell Sutton leading off Hamilton, getting some great yardage on first down, putting their young quarterback in a manageable position, keeping the drives going. Tyrell Sutton was a big acquisition for this team to get a running game going, and none better than Riker Matthews, who's been leading this front, who's done a great job of keeping their quarterback clean all season.
2nd and 4. Ball into the hands of Addison, lunging ahead to the 49, and that'll be close to a first down, maybe 3rd and inches.
They're going to be throwing a lot of different looks at Edmonton's defense tonight. Tommy Condell's done an excellent job of sitting down with Dane Evans, making sure they're on the same page tonight. And look at this setup here. They got a little something special here, a diamond set to the field. Let's see if Edmonton covers down.
They thought they had a first down. They were ready to go tempo with that play, and you could tell they were anxious about it. Now the short yardage team's going to have to come on because it's 3rd down and about 6 inches. So Evans to the sidelines. Short yardage quarterback David Watford will come into the game.
I'm hoping they worked with him on the short yardage because he struggled on a few occasions of finding that crease, not predetermining where he's going to go, but he's got to stay low and protect that football. That's one of the big concerns as far as him being able to complete these 3rd and shorts, making sure they move the chains.
Stout front for the Eskimos as well. Under Mike Filer, the center, he'll take it left side. No issue that time. He does his Chris Strubler impersonation and a first down to the 40-yard line.
He did a great job of reading where contained was and where there wasn't contained. And as you can see on the end zone view, the outside guy, Jordan Hoover, he can't allow the quarterback to get outside. And if he does, he needs to scrape and make sure he makes that tackle. But Kalinic was able to get up, hook him, keep him on the inside, and clear a path to the outside for David Wofford, first down.
Marcus Tucker in motion. Evans back, checks down. And Tyrell Sutton, a straight arm there, and another first down. Runs over Vontae Diggs.
Did I mention he's a bruiser? Did I mention he is a bruiser? He's a guy a lot of defenders do not like to tackle, Tyrell Sutton that is, but look at the time. Look at the time that this offensive line is giving for Dane Evans, and it allows Tyrell Sutton to check for his blitz protection, that is. He leaks out when he doesn't have any responsibility into the flat, damages a defender, gets the first down.
And another carry for Sutton as we set the Eskimos defense for you.
Well, they're on their heels right now, Chris. But this Edmonton defense, hey, they've done a great job of keeping this team in games. But right now, they're being challenged. Mikey Moore leads them in sacks with 8 up front with a great defensive line, first in the league in sacking the quarterback. And Larry Dean returns back to Hamilton, a 2-time All-Star. First game back in the donut box. And Josh Johnson. He's got to lead that defensive backfield, be on the same page with Money Hunter. The Ticats are going to take aim at them tonight.
Addison the catch. Flags fly afterwards. We'll see if it's a horse collar against the Eskimos. Number 1 rated pass defense coming in.
Major foul, face mask, Edmonton, number 41. Half distance from the end of the play. First down.
So it's a face mask against Money Hunter.
Let's take a look at this route, because this is beautiful. Braylon Addison, he's a technician when it comes to running routes. As you can see, he pushed upfield, ran a route, but he ran it with conviction, got inside his defender, and of course you saw the face mask.
Clear cut, now it's Speedy B, cuts back, touchdown, Brandon Banks has his 12th touchdown of the year.
I love it how Tommy Condale draws up these plays and gets the perfect coverage versus the perfect offensive play, using Speedy B in a radical motion around the backfield, which causes somebody to have to track with them, knowing it's man-to-man, seeing number 41 there covering Speedy B, and Speedy B says always, one-on-one, 1-6 will always win.
Through the arm tackle of Danya Namba, 8 plays, 72 yards in just under 3.5 minutes. They're 14 of 19 on 2-point converts, and they set up for another here, looking for an 8-0 lead. Evans double pumps and got Marcus Tucker in behind Forrest Hightower. And this Ticat offense is purring. Good looking opening drive. Ticats' first home game since Labor Day. And it looks like they're anxious to entertain the home crowd.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety coordinate. 1 foot.
Copy that.
Oh, are we there yet? Not yet. See? Hands free.
Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW 3 Series today.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. Call FH Fur and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. For savings now and all year long, call FH Fur at 877-CALL-FUR and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system.
877-CALL-FUR. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
The CFL on TSN is brought to you by the Nissan Titan, ranked number 1 in quality by J.D. Power. Back at Tim Hortons Field, Brandon Banks tied for the league lead in touchdowns now, along with Chris Strebler and Vernon Adams.
I love how they sit side by side, him and Braylon Addison. I call them the B&B Music Factory because they're making some sweet music out there.
Are they ever? Here's Christian Jones on the return. And Jones just short of the 30-yard line. Let's take another look at the Banks touchdown.
Well, the architect, Tommy Condell, does a great job. As you can see, he gets one-on-one coverage here, which pre-snap, Dane Evans knows. 41 Money Hunter is tracking Brandon Banks. Now for Braylon Addison here, number 86, he's looking just to interfere with him, get in the way to at least get Brandon Banks open and get one-on-one coverage, so therefore he can make a guy miss. And he does what Speedy V does, scores touchdown.
Puts Hamilton in the lead and takes the lead in receiving as well as he leapfrogs Brian Burnham. Came into the week just 3 yards behind Burnham for number 1 on that receiver list. Let's see what Logan Kilger can do in response. Gonna throw early, gonna throw deep early. Ricky Collins can't hang on, came back to the football. There is a flag, it wouldn't have stood up anyway. A holding call upcoming against Edmonton.
Holding, Edmonton, number 67. The penalties decline. Second down.
Right tackle Colin Kelly flagged. Kilger makes his third start, 1-1. Winner last week. First time he's won since he beat a guy by the name of Burris.
I know.
Back in 2015.
I congratulated him yesterday, but these penalties, it's been the Achilles heel for the Edmonton Eskimos. They aided the touchdown on the last drive. Now they're putting their quarterback in a second and long situation. It's a tough situation for him to complete it.
Guns that though for a first down. Nice throw. He's got Tavares Daniels. And Edmonton has its initial first down. 17-yard connection.
We've mentioned this matchup is the one to keep your eyes on. Delvin Breaux Sr. returning from his first game of action in a while, everybody. But his most targeted receiver, Logan Kilgore, has been Tavares Daniels. They run the hook route in one-on-one situations. Hey, that's just pitch and catch right there for the young guy, trying to get him in some rhythm early on.
And a touchdown against Hamilton in the meeting a couple of weeks ago. First down, 46-yard line. C.J. Gable, the former Tie-Cat, with the carry, about 3 as C.J. closes in on another 1,000-yard season.
And speaking of that, he's at 950 currently, trying to reach that 1,000-yard mark. And Tavares Daniels already making a big catch, helping his young quarterback, Logan Kilgore, get off to a great start. And Colin Kelly's hands going to be full all night, going against Jagarrett Davis, who's second in the league in sacks. They need to keep their quarterback clean this evening.
So the 3 guys you've been highlighting were involved in the first 3 plays. That's pretty good.
Hey, there we go. You got to know who the playmakers are.
Second and 7. Short drop, wide open here on the near side. It's a catch for Gable. And Gable down the sidelines and bumped out at the 32-yard line. But a big play to C.J. Gable.
Hamilton did a great job of trying to show blitz, but when you see this safety deep, you know it's not going to be a blitz. And here's C.J. Gable, who's going to leak out into the flat, and nobody accounts for him in the defense. They had their eyes on the receivers. C.J. is able to outflank the defense, and there's nobody there for the run after catch.
29 yards, that's the longest reception for Gable this year. First down. Quick hitter, and Ellingson's got a catch. And he'll get wrapped up around the 23. Upset this Tie-Cat defense.
And here they are. Dylan Wynn, who thought in the preseason he would lead all defensive tackles with 8 sacks so far this season. He's been playing all-star caliber football. And Simone Lawrence, he's been Mr. Everything. By far his best season to date. The 17 tackles against Winnipeg set a CFL record. And Delvin Breaux, who's already been in action. Hey, he's going to look for a lot of work tonight against Tavares Daniels.
Second and short, and they plunge ahead for the first down. We're watching 21. What a performance by Lawrence last week, but Jason Moss, good-looking opening drive here for Edmonton.
when things are on script, he has his first 15 plays that he loves to go right down the list on, and having those penalties is not the way to go about, but right now they've been on schedule, keeping it in 1st and 10, 2nd and medium, and then sometimes 2nd or 3rd and short, that is.
Here's Gable, right side, and runs through a tackle. Nice hard run for Gable, man. 9 on 1st down on the ground.
And talking to Jason Moss, he mentioned they had to be physical up front to mix things up, to take the pressure off of Logan Kilgore and get C.J. Gable going to keep that defense off balance.
So coming into the game, 50 away from 1,000. Looking to become the first Eskimo running back with back-to-back 1,000-yard season since a guy by the name of Mike Pringle.
He was pretty good.
Not bad. 2nd and short, Gable's got another 1st down, and the USC product has been featured here on this drive, both as a receiver and on the ground.
That hole was huge. Free safety Tunde Adeleke had to come down and make the tackle. He stood between CJ and the end zone. But the good thing for Edmonton, these offensive linemen are opening holes against a very physical defensive front for Hamilton. That's going to come back to haunt them if they can have the two-headed monster with CJ Gable running and Logan Kilgore throwing to these receivers.
Nice play of the drive. Eskimos 2 for 2 in the red zone last week. High snap, hand off to Gable, and this time, not much. Gets swarmed there, and Lawrence at the bottom of the pile.
Oh, there goes 2 former teammates. I think it's a bit of bad blood, but a bit of I want to make sure I beat you. So 20 years from now, I can tell you, I beat you at home. I beat you more than you beat me. These 2 guys are good friends, but hey, former teammates, when they step between the lines, I don't know you, you don't know me. Let's go at it.
What do you got on 2nd and goal?
Right here, man-to-man situation already from Hamilton as they're in bump and run, so you can look for some rubs early on, but he's going to take a shot at the end zone. I can definitely see that happening.
On a roll here, Hauser in pursuit. He'll have to take off and step out around the 2-yard line. Good pursuit from Julian Hauser.
I thought he was going to take a shot at Greg Ellingson there, but a great job by the young man of, if you don't feel comfortable with it, hey, make a good decision. Reward the right to kick. Shaun White has been automatic this year, so hold on to the ball. Don't turn the ball over in this situation. Just get some points on the board. Now he's in a good rhythm so far. You don't want to mess up a good drive.
So Shaun White is on. 18 consecutive field goals. Longest current streak in the league. And a chip shot here from the 9. The drive results in 3 for the Eskimos, 8-3 Hamilton. When we come back to Tim Hortons Field, we'll talk to the great Joe Montford as we celebrate the 99 Ticat Grey Cup team.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety cars in. 4th foot.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet? Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. Call FH Fur and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. For savings now and all year long, call FH Fur at 877-CALL-FUR and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system.
877-CALL-FUR. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Joe Montford, a Hall of Fame defensive end, never more menacing than in the 99 season with 26 sacks, just a half sack off the record, and now standing by with Matthew Shinetti.
You know, CC, before that last defensive series, I saw a Big Joe over here looking at the defense, almost licking his chops, wanting to be back out there. Joe, how good does it feel to be back with your 1999 teammates?
It's absolutely unbelievable. It's like being away for Christmas and then coming home and seeing family for the first time in 6 or 8 weeks, but when this time it's 20 years, and it's absolutely unbelievable. The guys still look good, and we still got the same love for each other we did back 20 years ago.
Now, knowing that tonight is also about Rob Hitchcock, and he's going up there on the wall of honor alongside you, I saw you share a moment with him before kickoff. What did you say to him?
I just told him I love him, man. I mean, that's what we do. We tell people that we are tremendously proud of, that we love them, and they're family. We're family forever, and it's just a special time for me because Rob was one of the first people I saw when I came to Canada, and we started it together, man, and for him to do what he's done, being from Hamilton, man, it's such a special moment.
I need to get very quickly your assessment of the Ticats defense and what you've seen out of them this season, given where they are in the East.
Well, I think one of the things is, you know, Mark Washington is one of the guys that kind of came with it, and we know what he brings to the table. So he came as a hard-hitting DB, and that's what we did here in Hamilton. So it's a marks of what he's doing.
Thanks for this, Joe.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Man, could he play? And, well, I don't have to tell you.
Oh, my goodness. Those arms. All I got to say is those arms. I never wanted to be tackled by them, but yes, he got me a number of times.
Mentioned Rob Hitchcock. We'll have Rob in the booth in the third quarter tonight. After he is honored, here's Christian Jones on the return after a 52-yard Iralahu punt. It's an 8-3 Ticat lead, Edmonton football, when we come back.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Oh, say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune. Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety car's in. Fourth court.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet? Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
Nobody likes an awkward silence. You can actually use it for something good.
You haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
Now Bradbury providing our ref view tonight. Take a look at that last offensive play by the Tiger Cats from Al's view.
They did a great job of getting pressure and forcing him to throw the flat route versus man-to-man, which is a dicey throw. Oh, Dane got away with that one. Money Hunter, he's got to catch that. If he gets an opportunity, that could have turned into a possible touchdown for Edmonton.
So the Eskimos start at their 29 and play action fake. That one gunned over the middle, and it's a completion to Ellingson at the 41-yard line. Greg Ellingson went over 7,000 career yards last week in the win over his old team.
Great job by Logan Kilgore in this play, running the RPO action, seeing Julian Hauser get sucked into the run action, getting outside, breaking contain, made a great throw across his body. I mean, that was a great job by the young man right there. He's getting in rhythm now. That's what you want to see from a young quarterback.
Looks a lot different than even a couple weeks ago in the first half against these Ticats, huh?
Yeah, he's definitely settling down now, and it's good to see it happening early on.
Now he'll swing it to the near side. Natea J has the catch and get pushed back. Forward progress looked like the 44, so give number 3 a pickup of 3.
I'm loving the confidence he's throwing with now because he saw Hamilton bringing the all-out blitz, bringing one more guy than the Eskimos could account for. He showed conviction of pulling the ball, getting it outside quickly to allow Natea J to get some yards to put them in a more manageable second and down situation.
5 straight completions for Kilger. 70 yards through the air so far. 2nd and 7. Checks it down to Gable, and CJ is going to be corralled at about the line of scrimmage. Justin Tuggle, the middle linebacker, top 10 in tackles this season. And the defenses both dig in after good-looking opening drives for the two offenses.
It's a game of chess tonight. You got 2 great defenses, also 2 great offenses. All are more than capable of taking this game over. But as you can see, the defenses have made some great adjustments. Now let's see what Hamilton's offense has up their sleeve. But hey, never count Frankie Williams out. He's known to take a punt or two to the house that would really get this crowd going.
O'Neal in his 2nd game back off the injury list to Frankie Williams on the fly, bobbled, picked it up, and is dropped at the 40-yard line. We'll have more on the 1999 Hamilton Grey Cup champions. Orlando Steinauer part of it when we come back.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety cars in. Push.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet? Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Oh, say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune. Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Gonna party like it's 1999 tonight with more of that 99 team. Here's Matthew Shinetti.
CC, the philosophy this season from Orlando Steinauer has been this: play on the shoulders of those who've come before you. So it was very fitting yesterday that he brought out his teammates from 1999 right after the Ticats had their walkthrough. They came on the field, came to the center field, discussed 1999 with the 2019 team. And speaking to the players, they were really touched by the singular message: be a family, stay together. This isn't the offense and the defense, the linebackers, the receivers. You should all be together as we were. It was such an important journey for us in 1999. And speaking to Brandon Banks just earlier today, he said to me, knowing what they went through, knowing that I'm seeing the similarities with this team, it means so much more that there is a tie that binds all Hamilton Tiger Cat players. Guys?
Tie that binds all championship teams. Hank, I know you can identify with that.
That was a very good team. I still have nightmares about them.
Evans calling his own number and follows the blocking for a first down. Nice run up to midfield.
A great adjustment by Tommy Condell. Getting man-to-man on every play it seemed in their last drive. He dotted the quarterback draw because in man-to-man, who's the one player that's not accounted for? The quarterback. And then that lone linebacker in the middle of the defense was Vontae Diggs. That's Mike Filer's job, to block that guy to allow his quarterback to be clean and get the first down.
The first down at the Hamilton 54. And it is Sutton right side, another hard run. He's chewing up some yardage in this first half.
Rear Intelligent Emergency Braking. Innovative technology designed to help keep your family safe. Available in the Nissan Rogue.
So Tyrell Sutton with a Run of 12 yards for a first down to the Edmonton 43. Crosser for Banks, and he can't hang on.
With those crossing patterns, you want man-to-man coverage to therefore have guys trying to chase Speedy B across the field, which we know who's going to win that. There's a reason why we call him Speedy B. But in that case, Edmonton ran a zone defense, and Larry Dean, there's a reason why he was a two-time East All-Star here with Hamilton. He sniffed the play out and was there to break up the pass. So therefore, we're in 2nd and 10 now, which is every defense's dream. So now that front four, which leads the CFL in sacks, they can pin their ears back to get after Dane Evans.
Dean tied for 4th in tackles coming into the game. That pass on the money, and Marcus Tucker has the catch. And another Ticat first down on the final play of this opening quarter. 8-3 Cats.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety cars in. Port.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet?
Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. Call FH Fur and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. For savings now and all year long, call FH Fur at 877-CALL-FUR and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system.
877-CALL-FUR. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Well, we're honoring the 1999 team, and look at those numbers for the quarterback in the Grey Cup year. CFL MOP, Grey Cup MVP that year. Danny Mack is with us, and this is dangerous stuff because we got 2 old roommates together.
Oh, yeah, back here with Hank.
Some good stories now.
Yeah. I had to bring him in a little bit. Tell him how to relax and just play some football, and Hank was a good student, so it worked out well.
Yeah, but unfortunately, you made him the student in '99. He was on the wrong side of that.
Well, he learned, so he got a chance for his own. But, I mean, he's had a great career, Hank. You know that. I told you before, relax, have fun, keep that smile on your face. The good things will happen, and they did for you.
From 98 to 99, you played Calgary in both Grey Cups. You lost in 98. What was different about that team in 99 that made you guys so special?
Well, we were pissed off because we lost in 98. That was the biggest thing. Ronnie at training camp showed us the highlight film. And the last thing I remember is Rocco Romano riding on a horse after they won the Grey Cup. And Ronnie said, okay, tomorrow's practice is at 8 o'clock. We're going to win this championship. And that's when it all started.
It definitely made a big difference. I still have nightmares about that game, CC.
You mentioned Ron Lancaster, so let's go back to the game before and the play that will never be forgotten, a 3rd down gamble that I'm not sure you wanted to run.
No, it was. I had to look back twice at Ronnie when he sent Joe in, and Joe told me the play and that we're going to fake the dive and we're going to throw it over the top to Joe Higgins. And
so Joe Higgins was a linebacker.
He was a linebacker. And Ronnie looked at me and he gave me the finger to go, hey, let's go run this play.
Nice run here, scampering out of bounds. Brandon Banks down to the 24-yard line.
I've got to ask you, Danny Mack.
Yes, sir.
You just saw Dane Evans get another completion on a screen to Speedy B. What do you think about Dane Evans? This kid's pretty impressive.
You know what I like about him? He's throwing the ball around. He's just letting it go, and I think Tommy's putting him, Condell's putting him in good situations to let the ball fly. I mean, we both have been that way. Just let the ball go. I mean, once it leaves your fingers, there's nothing you can do about it. And I think Dane's starting to grow into that mentality and just letting the ball go and trusting what Tommy's doing and trusting where his receivers are going to be.
Well, you two are 2 of the most established Canadian Football League quarterbacks ever. It's been a different year. We've had guys just come out of nowhere and kind of take charge. Any theories on why these guys have acclimatized so quickly?
Well, I mean, in my opinion, I think they're telling the defensive backs you can't touch them anymore. When me and Henry were playing, they were out there mugging those guys, so we had to go to our second and third guys. But right now, guys are getting wide open and getting the chance to get the ball downfield.
Iralahu good, and it's an 8-point Ticats lead. Let's take a look at some of those highlights from 1999. Back at BC Place in Vancouver. My memory is this thing was over by halftime, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was over almost before kickoff, the way that we felt it coming out of the thing. But
that guy was pretty good, huh?
He was making some catches out there, and I had to stop throwing to him in the second half because I wanted to get the MVP myself, and I don't want him to get it. But no, he was an outstanding receiver. He was a big part of us winning that Grey Cup. But the biggest thing is, we, as Joe's been talking about this whole reunion, is family. We all were together, and Ronnie put us in the right spot to make things happen, and our credit goes to Coach Lancaster. He got the right bunch of guys together.
Boy, you take a cue, don't you? Because you can't talk about 99 without this man, and you can't talk about the Canadian Football League without talking about Ron Lancaster.
Absolutely. He is the thing that kept us together. He knew what kind of club we had in 99 after what we did in 98, and when he told us that first day of training camp that this is going to be the team that's going to win the 99 Grey Cup, we believed him. We did everything he asked us to do, and we, no doubt, once the kickoff happened, we knew we were winning that ball game. No offense, Henry, but we knew we had that ball game going.
You guys were focused. Now, you had around, 30 guys show up for this?
Yes.
Like, how were you able to reach out and contact all these guys? And I heard you took some things in your own hands as well.
Well, the Hamilton Ticats helped out as well. Andrew Grigg was the guy up front who was doing it, and he was reaching around to guys to help him out. And I said, I'll help you. I'll do whatever I can. Actually, me being not the millennium type, I had to go on Facebook. I got to get hold of some of these guys. But it's great to see all these guys come back here, and with the bonus of being Hitchcock Night, going up on the Wall of Fame is outstanding. So we want to make sure we supported him, but then get back and see what some of these guys we haven't seen in 18, 20 years, and see what they're up to. To have a guy like Calvin Tickle to walk into the room, and every player stood up and clapped when he came into the room. He was the glue. He's the one that stuck us, kept us all together, and kept us as one. And it's great to see him.
The great middle linebacker of that team. I think he had a tackle record. I'm not sure if it was the 99 season, but he was one of the great tackling machines in this league. You mentioned Hitch, and it's a big night for Rob Hitchcock and his family and the team. What did he mean to the club back in the winning times?
Well, I think with Hitch, you're going to get everything that he does in practice, he's going to do in the game. And that's one of the things you look at is that he brought 100% to practice, and it came over to the game field, and nobody wanted to go in the middle. I mean, that's one of the things that our defense was built on is when a guy catches the ball, you make him pay for it, and that's the way Hitchcock hit it.
Hamilton, number 24.
He was something ferocious to play against.
First down.
Yeah, I've never really had the opportunity to play against him. He was always my teammate, which was a good part.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. But Hitch is a great guy, and he's got a great family. And he was part of that group that Joe is talking about with his family, is that we were all together. We made sure we watched each other on and off the field, and we made sure that we took care of each other, whether it was something back home or something in town. But we always made sure that guys knew where they stood with the Hamilton Tigers at that point.
Eskimos first down at the 46 after the penalty, and Kilger's going to take a shot here, and this one's going to be intercepted. Richard Leonard's got it. And Leonard out at the 45-yard line. It'll be Hamilton football when we come back. And we thank Danny McManus for the visit. Great memories, Danny. And
good to see you, Ruby.
I appreciate it, brother. Thank you.
No curfew tonight.
No curfew tonight, CC. Ronnie's not checking, that's for sure. He's looking down on us, but he's not checking. That's awesome.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety cars in. Foot.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet? Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Oh, say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune. Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Now, Logan Kilgore was off to such a great start tonight, and in this situation, he knew he had man-to-man defense, but for all those quarterbacks watching, Rule 101 is if you have a deep middle safety, you never throw a post route. DeVaris Daniels ran a fantastic route here, showed him the corner, and back to the post. Turned Richard Leonard around, but there's Tunde Adeleke there, the deep middle safety. You can't throw a post with the post player in there because it's going to result in an interception, which it did.
Ticats take over. Evans underneath. Sutton, the catch. Dragged down by Larry Dean. Flag in the backfield, and a holding call is pending against Hamilton. There's Richard Leonard, who has his third interception of the season.
Holding. Hamilton, number 60, 10-yard penalty, remains first down.
Darius Sirocco, the Burlington native, called on the hold.
And we talked earlier about Logan Kilgore making good decisions down in the score zone where he held on to the ball, didn't force it, but in that occasion he forced it, which turns into a turnover. When you're trying to make the playoffs, you got to stay out of these situations. Don't turn the ball over, make safe decisions, and it helps your team out to move the ball down the field.
You made the point prior to the game with me that Dane Evans was making that mistake early, and Tommy Condell kind of shortened the field for him, and he's been a lot more efficient since.
Oh yeah, he said Tommy's been on him from sun up to sundown, but you know what? Dane's a guy who's put in the work, and now you're seeing the results.
First and 20, and look at that, on the money. Brandon Banks on the corner right for 22 and a first down.
Now, you don't throw a post with a deep middle safety, but you can throw the corner out, and he gets Forrest Hightower man-to-man situation, and he breaks away where now you got two Edmonton Eskimos trailing Speedy B, but man, the acceleration out of the break makes him wide open. He's an easy guy to throw to a man-to-man.
Banks with a touchdown in this game and a big second down conversion there. First down at the 52. It'll be Sutton. Got some blocking. Dean bumps him out around the 45, and that's close to 7.
Well, anytime 19 has the ball tonight, you're seeing number 11, Larry Dean. He's been all over the field. He's an animal tonight. Of course, he's a great linebacker in that, but playing back home in Hamilton for the first time, you know he wants to get this win tonight. This guy's been all over the field.
105 tackles as a Ticat last year. Marked it out at the 46, so 2nd and 4. Evans stands in, and that's through the hands of Banks, and incomplete.
You can't relax. You can't relax. I know Speedy B is kicking himself right now. You can't relax. I don't know, CC, you ever heard of a cheat code like in video games? But that's what Speedy B is. But he just can't relax when he has an opportunity to make the play. Because right now, instead of this being a first down and 10 and a chance to go in and put more points on the board, now they're punting, trying to pin Edmonton.
Christian Jones drops back. Iralahu to punt. Looking for the corner. And a beautiful punt down at the 2-yard line. Iralahu nailed that one. 44 into the corner, and it's a long field for Edmonton.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Safety cars in. Push.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet? Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune.
Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Another Super Saturday triple-header tomorrow, featuring the Stamps and the Alouettes to kick things off at 4 Eastern. Big battle in the West between the Blue Bombers and Rough Riders at Mosaic at 7. Our live Mike game at 10 o'clock at BC Place between the Argonauts and the Lions tomorrow, all night long, only on TSN. So it's Eskimo football. They marked it at the 6. That's where Edmonton will start. And they'll start with Gable on the ground. And a good run off the left side. And he's still going. How about that determination? He's got a fresh set of downs for the Eskimos out beyond the 15.
You see nothing but positive results every time CJ Gable has touched the ball tonight. That offensive line, they're coming down out with a low pad level, getting some movement up front, opening some holes. And CJ is running with a purpose tonight. Anytime he plays these Ticats, you know, a former Ticat, that juice is going to be boiling inside of him. Hey, he's on a roll right now. They got to keep feeding him the ball.
24 yards away from 1,000 on the season for CJ Gable. First down, Edmonton. Back in his hands again, and a cutback. And slides off a tackle to the 21 as 4 more.
2nd and 6 puts Logan Kilgore in a manageable situation where offensively you can still dictate what a defense is doing. And one thing I've talked about always, in 2nd and medium, majority of defenses, 80% plus play man-to-man. So now what is Jason Moss going to dial up? A man-to-man play. So if they get them in the right defense, this play definitely should work.
Mark Washington, the defensive coordinator on the Ticat side. 2nd and 6. Kilgore steps up, but not going to get it away. He is dropped, and Shakira Davis has his 12th sack of the year.
And Jason Moss called a man-to-man route with crossing patterns, but Hamilton ran zone. And when you run zone versus a man-to-man offensive play, it causes the quarterback to hold on to the ball a lot longer, allows a guy like Garrett Davis, Dylan Wynn, sack leaders in the league, to do their job, and that's get sacks, baby, get sacks. And man, they bring the pressure, typical of Hamilton Ticat defenses.
3rd sack of the year for Davis against Edmonton. Great spin on Travis Bond that time. So O'Neill to punt it away. Frankie Williams waits and takes it at his 49. Jab step and gets loose. Look out! Another great return for Frankie Williams. He had 176 return yards in the first meeting. And the leading punt returner in the league's got a big one here. So a good return after the Davis sack. 30-yard return. Great field position for the Cats.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Safety cars in. Push.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet?
Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune.
Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Used to wear black and gold, now he was wearing green and gold. Larry Dean back in the hammer. Look at those numbers as a member of the Ticats, and learned a lot from the Hamilton head coach. With more, Matthew Shinetti.
You know, CC and Hank, you were mentioning how Larry Dean is all over the field tonight. Maybe that has to do with something he learned from Orlando Steinauer. The mantra, if you walk, you fail. That's all about intensity. That's what Larry Dean says he learned here in Hamilton, that if you walk between plays, if you walk in practice, you're going to fail. Dean says it contributed so much to what he's done in his career. He says also that the Edmonton Eskimos also learning from Steinauer's mantra. Guys?
On the defense, under some pressure here, Tyrell Sutton straight ahead down to the 26. Great field position start after that 30-yard punt return by Frankie Williams. Let's watch Larry Dean in action.
Yeah, the heartbeat of the defense. He knows anytime this ball is handed off to number 19, he's going to find the right angle to make sure he can shut down that run as quickly as possible to make sure the defense has an advantage in second and long. But however, it's second and medium.
Second and 5. There's that toss to Addison. Cut back. Braylon Addison. And he gets dragged down when it looked like he might break it. Forrest Hightower may have saved the touchdown.
I love the gadgetry of Tommy Condell, the creativity. Bringing Braylon Addison in a motion behind both the running back and the quarterback, making him the option back, running like pretty much a toss play here, getting even more blockers out in front, led by Tyrell Sutton and that offensive line.
Oh, this time Sutton is stuffed and pushed back. Nothing there after the 11-yard pickup for Addison, who, by the way, now has 180 yards rushing to go with his over 1,000 yards receiving.
And they're still trying to find somebody to catch Sean Thomas Erlington. He only played 4 games, had just over 220 yards rushing. He's still the leading rusher for the Ticats.
Second and 10, pressure coming. Evans stands in, throws, touchdown, Jalen Eklund.
Great protection up front, stopping Larry Dean from getting to Dane Evans, which allowed them to run a reverse scissors play where the quarter out clears out for the post, and one of the hometown guys, Jalen Eklund, gets a big touchdown for the Ticats. Great protection up front, allowing that time.
Not sure if that wasn't a Batman celebration as a little tribute to Darren Flutie.
Yeah, they're attacking Money Hunter here with Marcus Tucker. Of course, they clear him out, get him to hesitate, which allows Jalen Eklund to come underneath the halfback. There's a wide open hole there between the linebackers and in front of the halfback. A big touchdown. Good eyes by Dane Evans as well.
Third touchdown of the year for Eklund. 4 plays, 31 yards in a minute 35, and the Ticats go for 2 again. Successful on their first try tonight. And it is successful again. It's Braylon Addison with the 2-point convert, his 3rd of the season.
This is something. I love this play. For the last time in this situation, you saw Speedy B. Banks run a flat route, which caused a touchdown. Now they flip the 2 guys, and now they get the 2-point conversion. But let's take a look at this here, because you got Money Hunter here, who they're keeping an eye on in this zone situation. You got Vontae Dix, who's going to be dropping out in coverage underneath. He can't see anything that's going on behind him, but it never happens this touchdown if they don't block up Larry Dean. Look at him as he penetrates, rushing the quarterback. Brandon Revenberg, and then offensive line protected up well. Amando Sewell, which allows Dane Evans plenty of time for Jalen Eklund to sneak in on that post route for a big touchdown. And on the 2-point play, it was good to see them switch up Braylon Addison and Speedy B, but switch up the route combination as well. Running an over route, these 2 guys are impeccable when running routes. They know how to get separation, and Dane with his accuracy, man, that's a deadly combination.
16-point lead. Ryan Walker on the return. And he's up around the 40-yard line. This time no flags on a good Walker kick return. So Logan Kilger's got to play catch-up as he had to do 2 weeks ago. Remember, that was 24-0. They fought back to tie at 27 before a walk-off off the upright field goal to win it for Leo Hairolahu.
I hope you called bank in that situation.
Gotta call him.
You gotta call it. Well, now it's gonna make them one-dimensional, because now with the score widening by 16 points, It's going to take C.J. Gable out of the equation. Is Logan Kilgore ready for that type of pressure? Well, if they want to make the playoffs, he's got to make it happen now.
Fake to Gable, got Ellingson, got a first down, and Ellingson is pushed into Ticat territory. Rico Murray wrestles him to the turf. 16 for Ellingson.
The thing I love about this, you see the comfort of Logan Kilgore making this throw with the RPO getting outside. He throws a confident throw here. You need these types of plays to get him back in rhythm. Of course, he struggled after having that turnover during the interception. Maybe that can get him going to lead them down for some points on this big, monumental drive.
Well, they do give it to Gable, and he gets tripped up in the backfield, and that is Simone Lawrence shooting the gap and making another tackle.
Not to be outdone by his old teammate Larry Dean. Simone's like, hey, I got game two, I'm so money. And this is a slow-acting counter play, and you see one of the offensive guards moving, but the play starts off. DeForest Daniel almost running to the snap. So it's the domino effect. You start off with a bad motion, it leads to a bad play. Great job by Simone.
2nd and 12, back on the Eskimo side of half. 5 receivers out, and Gable releases as well. Kilgore in trouble, and on the sidelines he has to throw it away. Dylan Wynn was causing all kinds of problems for Logan Kilgore.
They are mixing up the defenses, and that was a zone defense. 3 deep zone defense, and man, there was nobody open. Good luck in this situation. When they drop so many guys and they're route reading, you got to find one of the checkdowns. He had C.J. Gable right over the ball. He passed him up looking from one side to the other. That's a case where coaches say seeing a whole lot of something and seeing nothing at all.
Well, they're ruling he stepped out, and they're marking it back at the 46. O'Neal the boot. And here's Frankie Williams. And this time he is contained and brought down around the 14-yard line. NFL on TSN, Week 5 action continues Sunday. Joe Flacco and the Broncos look to get their first win against Phillip Rivers and the Chargers, along with Dak Prescott and the Cowboys looking to rebound after their first loss. They host Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. The action gets underway 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific across the TSN and CTV networks. Canada's home for the NFL. There's an old linebacker in the crowd. Long field for Hamilton, but right now in control as they screen this to Tucker. And Marcus Tucker improved the field position up across the 30-yard line. We were talking about him before the game. He's kind of flies under the radar, but Tucker's become a useful element in this offense.
He's a big play weapon. He can make plays, especially just get the ball in his hands. And they've got so many different guys running different varieties of screens. And slow down that pass rush is getting Dane Evans in rhythm. And then you got Tyrell Sutton, who's getting over 7 yards per carry. Good luck, Edmonton.
Yeah, it's another good first down run for Tyrell Sutton. 13 yards on that carry. Up to 49 yards on the ground for Sutton in the game. Had 1,059 in 2015 in Montreal. Evans dancing, trouble, and he is dropped. There's the first sack of the game for the Eskimos, and it's Kwaku Boateng with his first in 5 games and his 7th sack of the year.
And that's the importance of mixing things up, because with this front four, if they can pin their ears back and rush the quarterback, man, it's going to be a long night for Dane Evans. Kwaku Boateng does a great job here of bending the edge. A magnificent job of bending the edge and getting pressure on Dane Evans. This is going to be a hard group to block. And I know for Chris Van Zyl, we said he was going to have his hands full tonight. Well, it showed on that play.
Banks comes back to the football, has the catch at the 45-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. Ticats will punt when we return after the 3-minute warning.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety car set. 1 foot.
Copy that.
Oh, are we there yet? Not yet. Oh, see? Hands free.
Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW 3 Series today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Oh, say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune.
Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Coming up at halftime, offense, defense, special teams, the Ticats have had it all working for them in that first half. Come on in, Benny. 3-piece suit with the Shinetti shoes, looking sharp. We're also going to talk about tomorrow's game between the Bombers and Riders, and it's a triple header, so CC, tell Hank he's got to bring the coffee this time.
Yeah, you got another long day tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, I got to make sure I stop by Tim Hortons to get some coffee and make sure I take good care of the guys inside.
Better dress well, too, with Benny on set.
Oh, hey, he's clean, Mr. 3-piece, looking like Don Corleone the way he dresses.
Ira Lahu with a short punt. Edmonton's going to have terrific field position with 2:22 left in this first half to cut into this lead as we check in with Matthew Shinetti.
Yeah, CC, all eyes are on Trevor Harris over the Edmonton Eskimos sideline. I did get a chance to speak with Harris before the game, just assessing where he is right now with his hand. And he says right now everything is moving as it should be, and there is a chance in the next 1 to 2 weeks that he could be playing. You might think that may have something to do with whether or not the Eskimos win tonight, but all indications are Harris is moving in the right direction, and he will be evaluated this week. He can play next week against BC, or if he has to wait another week. Guys?
Well, they need one more win or a BC loss to confirm their reservation for the postseason. Ellingson a catch here for short yardage.
And you can just see the look on Trevor's face. He wants to be out there badly. They need to get one win just so they can win that crossover spot. But the plan is, talking to Brock Sunderland, Trevor get healthy, you'll be ready to go when we're in the playoffs and you can come out and lead this team to the promised land.
Second and 7. Kilger changing things up here.
Yeah, he's changing things up. He thinks they're bringing the all-out blitz here. However, I see Hamilton bailing out. In this case, playing some zone defense.
Kilger turns, fires, coming back to the football. Catch is made by Ricky Collins.
Well, it's a great job by him being patient. As you can see, Hamilton's showing all-out blitz here, showing all-out blitz with all these guys. But as you can see, these secondary guys, they are still deep. For what reason? They're playing zone defense and only bringing 3. Great job by Logan Kilgore, showing patience. Great protection up front by the offensive line. And also, great job by Ricky Collins Jr. of getting open for his quarterback.
17-yard connection. Collins now within 58 yards of 1,000. Little teardrop there to Devon Smith. Short yardage and Delicate on the scene to bump him out with 2 minutes to go.
Good thing Logan Kilgore was able to get it out. He had some quick pressure. If he was able to hold on to it a little bit longer, he was going to have a chance for Greg Ellingson on a big play downfield. But hey, great call by the Hamilton Tiger Cat defense of getting pressure on him right away.
How does Milt handle not being the best dressed guy on the panel?
I know. That's why Coach Benny is there. I mean, he's in charge tonight. It's good to see Coach Benny in studio tonight. He brings a different perspective, and I love it.
Second and 8. Running out of time. And running out of the pocket, guns that sideline. It is caught by Smith, but just around the line of scrimmage. It's It's going to be third down.
I love how they're dialing up different zones, giving different looks at the last minute, disguising everything they're doing on the back end. They are making it tough on Logan Kilgore to decipher what's happening before the snap. For any quarterback who's able to see what zone defense or man defense you're running, it puts them that much further ahead in making their read, but not with this front four. You can't wait 3 seconds or else one of these guys are going to be hitting you in your chest.
O'Neal's going to look for a pin. Eskimos will try and back Hamilton up here and see if there's time to get the ball back. Williams waits back at around the 5. That's a short punt. And that one bounced it. Did it bounce in or out of bounds? It bounced out of bounds, so that's an illegal punt and a penalty. And the Ticats will not be backed up.
Edmonton, number 70, will go 10 yards up from where it went out, and we're first down, Hamilton.
Penalties, penalties, penalties. Allowing Dane Evans to have better field position. And speaking of Dane Evans, that gentleman standing with him is head coach at University of Tulsa, Bill Blankenship. He was my head coach at Spiro High School. So it goes to show you it's a small world after all.
And that coach made a huge impact on both of you.
I can tell you, Bill Blankenship is a very successful coach in the state of Oklahoma. And to see, a former Oklahoman in Dane Evans, who was born in Chickasha, he lives in Texas, so I still love him. He's like a stepbrother of mine now, I guess I'll call him.
You guys cut from the same cloth in a sense. And what was Bill Blankenship's message to you as a young quarterback?
You're the first one in the locker room. You're the last one to leave the locker room, and I expect you to know more than any of the coaches do. So he challenged us mentally, physically, but also he challenged us to be the leaders of the team, which is truly what the quarterback is meant to do.
And we know you did that at the Canadian Football League level, and Dane Evans clearly has been able to do that as well. Trouble here for Evans, sacked for the second time. See if Boateng gets credit for that, or whether it was Nick Usher beating him to the quarterback. It is the second sack for the Edmonton defense.
Edmonton.
Well, I know Jagarrett Davis said they wanted to catch this group, Edmonton, who were 2 sacks ahead of them starting in this game. But, hey, with this type of pressure they're getting from Nick Usher, Mikey Moore, Armando Sewell, Kwaku Boateng running different stunts to get to the quarterback. You can't hold on to the ball that long, Dane Evans, because these boys are dialing it up, pinning their ears back. Hey, and it's a team meeting at the quarterback.
Now, who got there first? They're giving it to Kwaku Boateng, so his second of the game and 8th of the year. Interesting that it was the ends, because the tackles have been leading the way in the sacks for the Eskimos this year. So Edmonton's going to get it back with just under a minute to go, and so might be some time to cut into this lead, but we'll update the sack totals for the front fours, and they're now dead even. The starting four for each of these.
Edmonton, number 23, 10-yard penalty, first down Edmonton.
For each of these 2 starting front fours.
I mean, there's some great fronts in this league. I'm not going to discount Saskatchewan or Winnipeg, who, man, they're going to definitely be in contention because of those front fours. But look at these 2. You could arguably say these are the best 2 in the league. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate mail on Twitter tonight for saying that. But, hey, these guys do it better than everybody else, and they do it more consistently. But, again, in Hamilton's case, that's the reason why they have the best record in this league.
So what do the Eskimos do with 51 seconds? Starting at their 30. Little shovel ahead. And Gable met and pushed back by Justin Tuggle. Good collision there after a 5-yard pickup.
That was a good head-to-head collision. It's a physical game. It's a physical game on the field tonight. And again, when they drop out with a deep zone, great job by Logan Kilgore getting it to his running back to allow him to get some positive yards on first down to keep them out of 2nd and long. As we've seen, they haven't had a lot of success on 2nd down. Brings up 2nd and 4. They got to move the chains here.
Gable 62 yards from scrimmage. Kilgore through a tight window there, and he has the completion. Ricky Collins has another catch.
Well, this play here is called All-State. I love this play because what you're doing here off of Simone Lawrence, you're looking to run a bend-in post right behind them. You got a halfback high over top, but he can't influence this play. Only the linebacker can. Great job by Logan Kilgore squeezing it in between the two linebackers in front of that halfback.
18 and a first down and getting close to field goal range, but getting pushed back by Ted Laurent, who has his 4th sack of the year. So that's 30 now for the front four of the Ticats.
Do we see a trend that's happening right here? Just because you can do it, we can do it better. Ted Laurent, the big man in the middle, who always has all eyes on him and all the focus, regardless if you double team him with 2 guys, he's going to find a way to get there. And Julian Hauser say, hold up, I was there too. Am I in on that sack? Because he won that $20 that they get. They have a $20 bet based on who gets a sack. All the guys give you $20 on the defensive line.
Laurent jumped over Hauser to get it, and Richard Leonard drags down Collins after a short gain. And 3rd down, and what does Jason Moss do with it? Kilgore a little bit of a limp.
These defensive lines are negating drives. You see good things happening offensively, but then the defensive line gets going from both Edmonton and Hamilton, and that stops drives here. That stopped drives here in the second quarter.
Just going to leave the offense out to run out the clock here in the first half. .210 yards of offense for Hamilton, 180 for the Edmonton Eskimos in 30 minutes of football. 19-3 for the Ticats in search of their 12th win of the season. Now time for our panel and Rod Smith.
A reminder, Kelly Grant of Edmonton, you still have a chance to win big thanks to Save on Food's $1 million touchdown to win. 1 kickoff returned all the way, could be a $10,000 home theater package. If it happens twice, could be $1 million. Still 30 minutes to go. At least we go back now for the second half to Chris and Henry.
At the half, the Hamilton Ticats have the lead, trying to nail down first place in the CFL East. Eskimos looking for a comeback, and Matthew Shinetti is with CJ Gable.
CJ, did you see opportunities that you could exploit in the first half that you can also exploit in the second half?
Yeah, we just need to keep running the ball and just execute our plays. You know, the hose is there for running it, and we just got to make sure we just make those plays.
And I imagine, too, you want to support Logan as well and keep him comfortable in the pocket.
Yeah, we just got to keep the pressure off of him and let him be comfortable in there so he can make the throws.
Thanks, CJ.
Yeah, no problem.
Eskimos will get it first in the second half, and we remind you again, it was 24-0 at the half. A couple of weeks ago, Jason Moss's team crawled back into that game. Let's see what they can do in the second half here.
I know Hamilton made an effort, and they focused on that all week long to make sure that that performance did not respond and happen again here tonight. Only 3 field goals in the final 45 minutes of that contest in Edmonton. They want to make sure they come out here in the second half and instake their will. That's the type of team Hamilton's trying to create. And let's see if they can get it done.
Good return here for Christian Jones, and finally gets angled out of bounds around the 47-yard line, but Logan Kilgore's got some good field position to start the second half after that 25-yard kick return.
Well, Logan Kilgore, he's played well. Despite the 1 interception, he had 7 completions in a row prior to that interception. But I was looking at how was he going to respond from that turnover. He put together 8 completions in a row, taking it into halftime. Now this is the time for him to get things going, learn from that turnover, now come back, make great decisions. You got playmakers everywhere. Just make good decisions. Check the ball check the ball down if you have to.
Start on the ground to CJ Gable, and Jagarrett Davis crashes down to make the tackle. Kilgore had 223 passing yards in each of his last 2 starts, 163 in the first half tonight.
It's important for them to get this running game going, especially with the young quarterback who has had limited time out there playing with this offense. Right now they're only averaging 4 yards per carry with CJ Gable, but on the other side, for Dane Evans, Tyrell Sutton is averaging 8 yards per carry. I think it's much easier with just 2 yards to go to get a first down.
2nd and 6.
They got him singled up to the field. DeVaris Daniel heads up.
And they go that way and have a first down grab at the Ticat 50, a 7-yard pickup. By the way, he's working against a defense that's allowed only 50 points in the third quarter. So Mark Washington goes in at halftime and he makes the adjustments.
There's no help on the inside. When DeVaris Daniel lines up to the field on Frankie Williams, it's always learned that the field corner is the weakest cover guy. They put him there because the ball stays in the air a lot longer. But when you run him on a slant route without no inside help, it's a much easier throw to complete.
First down. May have been some confusion, a bust, and Kilgore throws incomplete. I thought he was throwing it away, but Daniels nearly came up with a circus catch.
And there goes another case of the domino effect. Something was wrong with the play action, where the back went the wrong direction, or did the quarterback go the wrong direction? And usually what happens is either throw it away and salvage the play is what it is. Don't turn the ball over trying to make a play. Good job by Logan Kilgore, but man, they got to get better on their execution.
Second and 10. Sets up the screen, and away goes Gable. Cuts it back, and he's got a first down close to the Hamilton 35-yard line.
That was a big play, and great job by C.J. Gable working in conjunction with his offensive lineman on the screen, where Nick Shorthill is man-to-man on C.J. Gable. He's got to hunt closely to his offensive lineman to make sure that they can get a block on him, making sure he doesn't tackle C.J. as he receives the screen pass. Great job on the offensive line to free him.
15 yards on the screen, 82 in the game for Gable, and a good run straight ahead there. Any running back's going to tell you, yeah, let's keep running the football, but you wondered if Jason Moss might get away from it, down by 16, but C.J. Gable very much featured on this drive.
It's huge. You have a 1,000-yard rusher in the backfield. You've got to utilize him. With such a young quarterback, and trust me, I love my Hoggies, the offensive linemen. They love run blocking. Hey, you guys got to do it. Mix things up. Keep Hamilton's defense off balance.
C.J. 11 yards away from 1,000, and he'll carry it again, and he's got a first down. Upended around the 21-yard line.
2 runs equals a first down with number 2 in the backfield. Hamilton's giving all types of different looks up front, trying to confuse the offensive line, but C.J. Gable makes guys miss, gets upfield, protects the football, moves the chains. Now, Edmonton's entering the score zone. Can they put 7 points on the board? This has always been their biggest question mark offensively throughout this season.
9 for 15 on second down conversions after that last play. Try to set up the center screen, and he'll just throw it into the turf. Flag down in the secondary. I think they were trying to set up the J inside. And was there illegal contact downfield?
Well, they were showing all the action of a flat route to the field, trying to draw attention outside and shovel the ball up inside to Natea J, but great job by Dylan Wynn of reading it out. He sniffed it out. But the question is, did he grab Natea J, who was the intended receiver? That leads to pass interference.
Illegal contact on a receiver, Hamilton, number 98. 10-yard penalty, this will be a first down.
So you don't often see the illegal contact flag against a defensive tackle, but Dylan Wynn flagged on that.
Yeah, I don't think coaches work that drill in practice enough with defensive linemen. Honestly, their job is to sack the quarterback, not to cover a guy, but he did what he's taught to do, tackle the guy with the football.
With the first down at the 11, back to Gable. And he gets stood up and driven back. Richard Leonard from his halfback spot. And Gable didn't like that. Leonard's lost his lid at the bottom of the pile, which is not a comfortable situation.
Yeah, you don't want to be the guy in a big melee, in a big huddle like that without your helmet on. The cooler heads need to prevail at this moment. You're in a scoring position, Edmonton. Don't draw a penalty. that's going to put you in a second and long situation.
It's not a flat out back-to-back, but twice in 3 weeks you can build up a little bit of an anger for the guy on the other side.
Yeah, you've got a lot of guys that are friends off the field, but on the field, hey, they're no friends tonight, especially between the lines. But let's hope that Edmonton didn't draw a penalty, because they've been notorious for this. They're the most penalized team in the CFL, and with this type of talent, it shows you that penalties and turnovers can cripple you. So we'll see what happens in this occasion.
So the options being given to Orlando Steinauer.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness. Edmonton, number 31. 15-yard penalty at the end of this play becomes second down.
Calvin McCarty gets flagged. Not the way he wanted to bring in game number 200. Our congratulations to Calvin. Just the 107th player in league history. 4th who's been in as a running back to hit 200.
And I feel for Logan Kilgore in this situation, because how many plays do they draw up in the offensive playbook to complete a 2nd and 25? I don't think they could draw that many plays. I mean, the ball's on the 24-yard line. He's got to go for the end zone here, but let's be smart. Come away with 3 points if you have to. Don't turn the ball over here.
Running out of time, out of the pocket, and slings that out of bounds to avoid the sack. And Hauser was in pursuit. He's been chasing Kilgore all night.
Well, great job by Hamilton. They've been running a lot of zone coverage when it comes to 2nd and long. It allows guys like Dylan Wynn, Ted LaRunt, Jagarrett Davis. Julian Hauser here does a great job on Jacob Ruby of getting penetration as Logan Kilgore holds on to the ball too long. This guy's a machine. He continues to work and work. I tell you, this guy, he gets rewarded for the hard work, just getting to the quarterback, hitting him, pushing him out of bounds. That's what it's all about. Now he feels great at the end of the day.
White hit from 9 earlier. This from 31 yards out. And he's now hit 20 straight, 19-6. Ticats with the lead. Just under 10 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety coordinate. 1 foot.
Copy that.
Oh, are we there yet? Not yet. See? Hands free.
Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW 3 Series today.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. Call FH Fur and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. For savings now and all year long, call FH Fur at 877-CALL-FUR and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system.
877-CALL-FUR. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Here's another 200-game guy, Rob Hitchcock, from 95 to 2006. The safety of the Hamilton Ticats, and how about a local guy makes good story. Honored today, Wall of Honor here at Tim Hortons Field. Our congratulations to you. What a moment for a guy from Hamilton, huh?
Yeah, it was pretty surreal today. It really sunk in last week when I watched Ricky Ray go on the wall in Edmonton, and I think it really hit home. I found out in April from Mr. Young, called me in April, told me, I'm like, yeah, this is great. And when it really hit home was last week, and to be a hometown kid, to be able to go up on that wall, it just means absolutely everything to me and my family.
And what did it mean to have the 99 Grey Cup championship team here to celebrate this moment with you?
Just surreal. I'm telling you, we met yesterday. The guys flew in yesterday, and it was like we didn't miss a beat. Calvin Tiggle walked into the room a little bit late, of course. We gave him a chicken call and said, you owe us some money. And it was just one of those things where we didn't miss a beat, and we didn't miss a beat on the field when we played as well. It was an unbelievable feeling.
Watching the return up to the 35. And that's one family that gets to be a part of it. Your other family, Ava and Matthew, we just met, your son and daughter. I'm sure they got a chance to watch you as a player. I don't know how many videos of Dad they've got to watch. But
I'll tell you, I pulled out about 100 VHS tapes about 3 weeks ago in the basement, and I handed them off the Hamilton Ticat TV, and Matthew says to me, "What are those, Dad?" I said, "They're VHS tapes." He goes, "What are they?" I said, "Don't worry, you don't know about it." They didn't get an opportunity to see me play, but today they saw a couple of hits.
Oh, we got a wide open receiver here. It's McJones down inside the 30-yard line. Where was the safety?
I'm not quite sure. I think he was on a zero blitz.
Well, they ran the screen all night, and they were able to sneak a guy up the seam while showing that bubble screen action to Brandon Banks. Brandon Banks is the most dangerous receiver in the CFL, but also the most dangerous decoy as well. 3 guys jumped the play action to Brandon Banks.
47-yarder to Jones. His first catch of the night. This is some exciting offense in Hamilton right now. You wouldn't want to be defending against them, would you?
No, these guys are good. We had an opportunity to talk to these guys yesterday, and they're just they're playing together and playing as a unit.
And that was the key in 99, wasn't it?
It was. You know, we had our own identity in 99. We ended up able to talk to those guys yesterday on the field after walkthrough, and we gave them, every single one of us talked to those guys yesterday and just gave them a little glimpse of what we went through. And we said, we have our identity and our culture. You guys have your identity, your culture. It was a little bit different, but keep moving, boys.
And there's the common denominator, right?
Run through walls for him. Love him.
Now, a couple of your guys, your nemesis that you used to square up against, you and Mike Pringle. You talk about some of the most classic collisions between you two guys. What did it mean, and especially last night, having special guest Milt Stiegel show up at your roast? Those two guys, you three are 3 of the best to ever play this game. How was it to square off against guys like that?
Well, Pringle and I think I mentioned the other day, I was talking to somebody, and Mike Pringle, the first time I hit him when he was in Baltimore, he just had this knack where I didn't go low on him, he didn't make a move on me. So that first hit, every single time for 10 years later, we just hit to each other like buckhorns. And that was what we had. We never talked about it. And then Milt coming yesterday, I didn't know he was there, and I was looking to the left, and he came flying into the right and hit me and said, "I got you back."
Well, we saw one of the highlights. You really lit up 85 once. You remember that?
I did a few times, but yeah, he got the better of us a lot of times as well.
Yeah,
unbelievable to see him, and just hugged him for a long time. It was such a special moment.
Hey, you're 1 of 24 on the wall. We'll watch Dean Evans here. He's in some trouble, and he is dropped. There's Larry Dean getting to the quarterback.
Oh, man. Welcome back, Larry Dean. I got to ask you this, because is it the grit of Hamilton that made you the person you were on the field? Because you're a nice guy off the field, but I hated you on the field. Where did that intensity and that, I mean, where
it
did
comes
you get?
from a city, born and raised here, watched these guys play since I was 5 years old, and just kind of took that into my head, never knowing I'd play one day, and then had an opportunity to go and play, and I just took that mentality that these guys showed me over years and just brought it to the field every week.
We're going to let you go, but was there one guy of the 24 names that you've joined that really resonated with you as a kid?
Well, I tell you, Angelo Mosca, you know, just seeing him and every one of those guys up there, just they're a pillar in Hamilton, and just so happy to be with them.
That says it all, and you're up there with Angie now. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Rob Hitchcock on the wall here at Tim Hortons Field as we salute him and the 99 Grey Cup champion Ticats.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety car net. 1 foot.
Copy that.
Oh, are we there yet? Not yet. Oh, see? Hands free.
Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW 3 Series today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Oh, say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune. Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR.
FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Big game next week, October 12th, BC Lions, and that's a cause for concern. CJ Gable's getting worked on at the Eskimo bench, so not in the offensive set for Jason Moss here. Down by 13 midway through the third quarter. And Kilger's going to go deep. Jump ball for Ellingson, and he dropped it at the last second. Looked like he won the jump ball against Frankie Williams, but the ball popped loose.
Greggy's pretty good at those jump balls.
I was going to say, he wins his share, doesn't he?
Well, unfortunately here with the help from the safety over the top. Great job by Greg Ellingson getting into the blind spot of Frankie Williams where he's not able to locate him. And Greg does a great job of towering up over top. But Richard Leonard comes and helps bail his corner out. Great job, great teamwork by the Hamilton secondary, but man, great effort by Greg Ellingson. He's a pretty good 50-50 ball receiver. I think I've experienced that a time or two with that young man.
39 yards away from 1,000 for Ellingson, 2nd and 10 for Kilgore. He's got Tavon Smith the catch at the 25. Frankie Williams was there and got some help. Shortle flying through, and it'll be 3rd down.
This defense is flying around. Great job of rallying to the ball. You expect a receiver with man-to-man, one-on-one in open field, the wide receiver to win. But whenever 3 or 4 of your other teammates defensively join you in for the tackle party, hey, that's pretty much the end of that play for that offensive guy.
It's the first 2 and out for the Eskimos tonight.
Yeah. They've done a good job of moving the ball, but they just got to finish off drives. And once again, 2 field goals instead of putting touchdowns on the board. And that's the difference between the game being a 5 or a 4-point difference and now a 13-point difference just because of 2 field goals.
Hugh O'Neill with the punt. This one's going to bounce, and Frankie Williams lets it go by him. It's all the way back inside the 20. Picks it up there, and he is surrounded. Turns out to be a 68-yard punt. So Dane Evans and the Ticats will scrimmage back around their 20-yard line with a 13-point lead here at Tim Hortons.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety car's in. Push.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet?
Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. Call FH Fur and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. For savings now and all year long, call FH Fur at 877-CALL-FUR and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system.
877-CALL-FUR. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Get into the CTV drama Emergence, where nothing is as it seems. Emergence, all new, Tuesday at 10, 8 Mountain, only on CTV. The fans at Rob Hitchcock saluted at halftime here in Hamilton. Excited about what could be an historic team. Only the 89 and 98 teams won 12 games in a regular season. Brandon Banks and company trying to match that tonight and maybe go beyond that.
You know what? This is the best play in all of football. It's a free completion to Brandon Banks right there. But these fans, this team, they're all reliving 1999 because they're hoping 20 years later they can relive that magic of 1999 here in 2019. They definitely have a team that can do it.
Addison loose again and into Edmonton territory and bounced out at the 44-yard line. I'll tell you what, you're taking this 99 stuff pretty well for a guy who was on the other side that night.
Oh, I had to witness that from up top with an injury. But this is a great job of they gave it to Speedy B on the last play with the same action. They fake it this time, have an over route that is influenced by all the different action on the play action, and Braylon Addison is wide open for a big catch.
31 yards, Evans over the middle. Got another connection, Marcus Tucker's got that one.
And we talked about how Marcus Tucker's getting targeted a lot more. Speedy B missed that catch earlier in the first half. They came back to Marcus Tucker.
Major foul, roughing the passer, Edmonton, number 75. 15 at the end of the play, automatic first down.
Usher roughing the passer. That is the 12th time this year the Eskimos been flagged for roughing the passer, most in the CFL.
Way too many penalties, way too many penalties. And I know Mikey Moore leads their team in sacks with 8, but you've got to know when the quarterback releases the ball, you can't hit him. Come on, guys, you got to know those things. And I know people say it's ticky-tacky, but it is what it is.
Sutton swamped there by Vontae Diggs, Boateng on the scene.
Well, this is huge. Now the ball is in the scoring zone. I like to call it the green zone. If they can keep them out of the end zone, this game is still salvageable, but if they score another touchdown, we're talking about possibly a 20-point lead, depending on if they go for the extra point or a 2-point conversion. They've got to keep them out of the end zone here.
As good as the Ticats have been on offense, just 5th in the red zone. Edmonton trying to keep it to 3, and they're going to do that with a batted down ball off the edge. Vontae Diggs.
They did a great job of dialing up the cover 0 blitz, and Dane Evans, he was quite aware that they were bringing it based on the secondary. As you can see, Money Hunter running with the wide receiver there. They've got one more guy blitzing than the 5 offensive linemen can protect. And so this frees up any of the guys off the edge based on what the blocking is. Great job by Vontae Diggs getting his hands up. They're one of the best teams at knocking passes down. But still, Dane Evans knew where he was going with the ball. Hey, sometimes the defense just makes a better play.
5 tackles, a knockdown for Diggs, who came into the game tied for the Eskimo team lead in defensive plays. Iralahu is on. From 24 out, he's good. 16-point lead. 2-possession advantage for the Ticats late third quarter.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety car's in. Push.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet?
Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. Call FH Fur and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. For savings now and all year long, call FH Fur at 877-CALL-FUR and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system.
877-CALL-FUR. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Both Jagger Davis and Ted Laurent have sacks tonight, and they have a dynamic duo kind of personality together. Here's Matthew Shinetti.
Absolutely, CC. Jagarrett Davis has played with plenty of very good defensive linemen in Calgary. You're thinking of Micah Johnson, you're thinking of Charleston Hughes, but his relationship with Ted Laurent is developing to a very, very nuanced level. Where Ted Laurent will touch his leg, Jagarrett Davis tells us, to indicate whether or not Davis should go inside or outside of the tackle and the guard. It's a relationship that's almost so detailed. There is a sack pot that both players are in, $20 for the sack leader, so we'll watch that tonight. But there is one thing that Jagarrett Davis wants to do. Some way, somehow, he says, I want to get Ted Laurent into the end zone. Guys?
Ted Laurent, no touchdowns, and I don't think he's had an interception in his career. He's due.
That's a defensive lineman's dream.
Well, they, as mentioned, have both gotten to the quarterback once tonight. Nice spin by Jagarrett Davis.
They've done a great job of getting pressure tonight, making Logan Kilgore hold on to the ball longer by switching up the coverages on the back end. They played more zone on second and long in the first half, now playing more man-to-man on second and long.
Ken Gable not in the offense for Edmonton. Tavon Smith dragged down by Frankie Williams, and now Tavon Smith's in some trouble as he grabs his left knee.
Mounting injuries right now, trying to get into the playoffs. They don't need this happening. It's sad.
And so with Smith on the sidelines, Harry McMaster comes into the game, and there's C.J. Gable hobbling at the Eskimo bench.
Well, let's just hope he's all right.
So Calvin McCarty is in the backfield. Excuse me, that's Alex Taylor in, and McMaster unable to hold on. Harry McMaster looking for his first CFL catch.
The nerves will get the young guys. A nice easy pitch and catch, 5 yard, move the chains. It's unfortunate.
Back-to-back 2-and-outs.
They needed to extend this drive and put some points on the board and answer the Ticats score, kicking the field goal. Great job by Logan Kilgore, reading the coverage, seeing the defense drop off into a deep zone, taking the underneath. It's unfortunate because these guys got to rally around a young quarterback and make some plays for him.
May have heard the footsteps of Simone Lawrence. Frankie Williams loose. Another big Hamilton Ticat return.
Frankie Williams is something. That's one of the things you have to admire about the Hamilton Tiger Cats is their special teams and their return game. He does a great job of helping set up blocks here, and everybody's engaging. Every time you see a white jersey, you see a black jersey as well, getting their hands on them. Of course, at the end of the day, the long snapper and the punter, Hugh O'Neill, have to make the tackle to not allow him to score a touchdown. But once again, great field position. They're in plus territory. Dane Evans, it's time for him to go to work. Now, just remember, their running game is averaging 8 yards a carry. They got Malik Ironton. Let's see if they give him the ball here.
40-yard return for Frankie Williams. Throw the hitch here to Brandon Banks. Down to the 45. Couple on the play. Just wanted to say that's the 18th big return for the Ticats this year. In contrast, the Eskimos have had 2. That's a punt return of 30 yards or more, or a kick return, missed field goal return of 40 yards or more. And that's been a huge extra element to the Ticats attack all year long.
And special teams is a reflection of how your team truly is, because it's guys who don't get their names in the newspaper giving it everything they have for the benefit of the team. That's the reason why Hamilton has the best record in the league.
Banks open, and another first down completion from Dean Evans to the league's leading receiver, and Banks has 25 more.
Now, Tommy Condell, you've got some guts, baby, to be calling this play, because you've got the best front four in the league at sacking the quarterback, and this offensive line gives him time. That is a beautiful pocket right there. Very picturesque. Look at that, everybody. Hey, get your Polaroid out and take a picture of that. It allows Speedy B to run the splitter route right down the middle of the field for a huge gain.
First down at the 20. Madison in motion. They come back to the near side, and Banks cut down. Strong play there by the former Ticat, Danya Namba.
That was a solid tackle by Danya Namba. For him to sniff that play out with all the action, it goes to show you, they'll run certain plays, Hamilton, they'll come back with those same looks, and then they'll throw a screen off of it. And, of course, you get the ball in Speedy Banks' hands. Things can happen, but great job by Danya Namba, who also is making his first appearance back at Tim Hortons Field, who once played for the Ticats last season.
Loss of 5. 2nd and 15. Iron stays in the block. Evans has time. Looks for Banks, and it's out of bounds. Caught by Hunter, but it was tossed out of bounds with Banks well covered.
Yeah, good thing he threw it out of bounds. There were 2 Hamilton Tiger Cat receivers in the same area. That's not a good design there. That leads to a disaster. But good thing he threw it out of bounds. But look at these 2 guys. Look at these 2 guys. They're both looking at the football. They both want to have their faces on TSN. They both want to have their faces in the Hamilton Spectator. They're both trying to make the plays. Hey, the B&B Music Factory, there's only one football, guys. Run your route. Those guys are inseparable, CC.
I was going to say, they've been on the same page most of the year, but not on the same route. 32 yards. Tyra Lahill drills it. 25-6 as they expand the lead on the final play of the third quarter.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety coordinate. Put.
Copy that.
Oh, are we there yet? Not yet. See? Hands free.
Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW 3 Series today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain. It's clogged.
Oh, say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune.
Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
Crunch the numbers through 3 quarters of play. And the Eskimos with just 56 yards in that third quarter.
Well, just scoring 6 points on the road against a team like Hamilton, who has the best record, the most complete team in the CFL, is not going to get a win for you. But look at the 89 yards rushing. I mean, that's been a thing that they definitely needed to balance things out, take the pressure off their young quarterback and Dane Evans, and the addition of Tyrell Sutton to me. It's been money. It's been right on time for the Hamilton Tiger Cats.
Injuries have got to be worrying the Edmonton Eskimos.
Yeah, to see C.J. Gable go down 3 yards shy of 1,000 yards on the season, knowing they're trying to get into the playoffs, they need one more victory to secure that crossover spot. It's sad to see these injuries starting to pile up. Trevor Harris, their starting quarterback, is already out, but now to see C.J. Gable go down, that's definitely a tough blow to overcome.
Yeah, you can see C.J.'s night is done. Eskimos start at the 35-yard line. Play action fake, and that one thrown into the turf at the feet of Greg Ellingson.
Yeah, the Ticat defensive backs are getting up and bumping, running on these receivers and playing them tight. They were playing run. They played man-to-man there, and they ran the RPO, which Logan Kilgore's done a great job of executing, but unfortunately, his receivers weren't able to get open, and he made a wise throw, just threw it in the ground.
It's Alex Taylor, rookie out of Western, who's taken Gable's spot. And Tavon Smith has checked back in, so that's good news. 2nd and 10. Sideline pass, and Collins has another catch. And a flag in the Eskimo backfield, and likely going against Ted Laurent. So the game.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Hamilton, number 97. 15 yards at the end of this play. Automatic first down.
Well, Ted Laurent, he had a sack earlier, and he gets some penetration here, but he's got to pull up. And we all know one of the things they focus on is the quarterback being hit below the knees. We don't want any knees being blown out. And, of course, you see him reach out with his hands, take a swipe at his leg, hits him right in the knee. That's 15 yards every time.
Wide side, catch made Daniels. And Frankie Williams is there, along with help from Richard Leonard.
Well, one of the patterns you're seeing, every time they put DeVaris Daniels to the field on Frankie Williams, they're taking a shot out there. And usually it's been quick game just to get the ball out of his hands, get him in rhythm, and frustrate that front four for Hamilton. But it's a matchup they want to exploit. They did a good job there of moving it closer to getting a first down, 7 yards on that first completion.
See what they do. 2nd and 3 without Gable. Alex Taylor's carried the ball 3 times this year, and he gets it here. And Taylor bounced off contact, and look out! There's his best run in the Canadian Football League. The former Western Mustang running hard.
I wish they had ran this play before running the RPO. You've got to run with the young kid before you can actually run play action with them. But man, them lining up to run with them, a great job by the offensive line of clearing a hole. But man, you talk about shedding a tackler and getting upfield. This young kid for Western, he's showing some playmaking ability, protecting the ball, getting them inside of the vaunted green zone. Can they truly make it the Edmonton green zone and cash in and score a touchdown?
Bounced off Justin Tuggle and ran for 28. So they'll give it back to him. Dropped around the 9. Hauser finished him off that time. 3 yards more for Alex Taylor.
And they've got to take a shot at the end zone here. They've got to get points, and it has to be a touchdown here. Great job by the young man, getting upfield, getting what he could, protecting the football. Julian Hauser did a great job of peeling back, seeing that cutback opportunity. But man, this young kid with limited snaps, he's doing a great job of reading the blocking and also reading the defense to find the holes.
2nd and 7. Looking one way, and now throws goal line touchdown. Natea J. Good looking Kilgore dropping a little sidearm there and throwing cross body to the goal line, and Natea J has his 2nd touchdown of the year.
He pulled out the inner baseball player in him, and luckily enough, that ball did look like it broke the plane before he fumbled. I think they're going to take a closer look at this. Of course, the command center will review it each and every time a touchdown is scored. But yeah, it looked like he survived it before fumbling the ball, breaking the plane. But man, they needed this touchdown badly. It puts this game back within a 2-score affair. But again, they're drawing closer here in the 4th quarter. This is a great opportunity. If they can get this win tonight, it gives them such momentum going into the home stretch of trying to get into these playoffs and being ready to go, trying to get hot at the right time, as so many teams do going into the CFL playoffs.
6 plays, 75 yards, just under 3 minutes. And the Eskimos have not gone for 2 this year, but they're going to here.
Yeah, it's a 2-score game right now, and if they can get it to within 11, that gives them some opportunity. But hey, why kick a field goal? Go for 2 right now. I mean, get more momentum on your side. Execute the game plan regardless of where the ball is. That's your job. You got to go score points. They finally got in the end zone. Hopefully they can continue to build off of this.
2 points to get them within a touchdown, a 2-point convert, and a field goal.
And a field goal.
Ticats have hit on a couple here tonight. Let's see what Edmonton can do.
They're short one player.
And they'll a timeout.
Timeout's called, Edmonton.
So you can tell they don't go for two very often.
Yeah, they don't do it very often, but these are things that kill your momentum.
And a Jay comes back onto the field.
I know he's over smiling for the camera, saying, hey, I'd like to thank my mom, my dad, my dog. Hey, you got to be out there and play. They're running a 2-point play, and you're on the sideline celebrating. They haven't won the game yet.
Well, they line up two back with McCarty and Taylor. The 13-year man and the rookie flanking Kilgore. Kilgore in trouble and throws the interception. Quickly dropped, but the interception is made, and it is Delvin Breaux with his first of the year. And that one was in trouble from the time they decided to go for it. But a Jay hits pay dirt. 25-12.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety car's in. Push.
Copy that.
Mom, are we there yet?
Almost, honey. Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW X5 today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Oh, say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune.
Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Ticats trying to stay perfect at home, 6-0 coming into this game with a bye upcoming, home against Ottawa, on the road in Montreal, and home to finish up the regular season against Toronto. Frankie Williams from the 14. Nice move there. Can he get the edge? Tanya Nava brings him down. Flag comes down at the end of that play.
Great return to get them some good field position, and let's see what this penalty is going to add on. Is it going to take away from the fabulous return?
Was there a face mask, horse collar? But there.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Edmonton, number 0. 15 at the end of the play, automatic, first down.
That's the last thing the Eskimos need right now. They needed to make a response after that touchdown to help draw them back in a good position to hopefully take the lead or catch up to the Ticats, but now they have great field position once again.
Starting at their own 54, Evans on the run, and a feet-first slide. Close to a first down. Take a look at the Jay touchdown.
And speaking of that touchdown, here's Logan Kilgore making it happen. The Ticats outnumbered the 3 receivers from Edmonton into the boundary, but Natea Jay did a great job. And once Logan Kilgore started to scramble to the right, he found the open hole. Now Hamilton, they did a great job of sniffing this play out, but with the quarterback continuing to work, Natea Jay found the open hole, got the big touchdown.
Tyrell Sutton loose. And converting on second and short with another big run. 19 for number 19.
What an acquisition, bringing Tyrell Sutton on board down the stretch. I always wonder why this guy wasn't on anybody's team. He makes plays and plays, and having this type of offensive line that can clear holes like that is going to make this team ultimately dangerous.
Down to the Eskimo 29. And Evans changes the play call. Right back to Sutton. Sutton again. Chewing up yards. And another Ticat first down.
One thing Orlando Steinauer and Tommy Condell talked about was how physical this offensive line has been playing. And now, along with the physical offensive line, you have a physical running back. Tyrell Sutton, he does it better than the rest. He loves to lower that shoulder and plow guys over, putting them over 100 yards rushing on the day. Hey, a 300-yard passing game average now with over 100 yards rushing. Look out, CFL.
32-year-old with some fresh legs, just his second start. That one short hops to Banks incomplete.
Dane knew he had one. You get it out to Speedy B, 101 in open field. You know who's going to win that one, 1-6. But Dane saying, my bad. He's pumping his chest saying, my bad. That's a young kid who's in control of this entire team. When he steps in the huddle, he demands attention. His presence, this team knows it. And talking to the guys yesterday, they're loving what he's doing, especially with the pressure of filling in for Jeremiah Masoli, a guy who was an MOP candidate this year. Dane Evans is looking pretty good as an MOP candidate the way he's playing this season.
Jeremiah watching behind Tommy Condell. 2nd and 10. Pass caught by Ackland. Battling for that extra yard, but he's not going to get there. Holding on was Taekwon Glass. And now what does Orlando Steinauer decide to do here on 3rd and a yard? Down deep.
Why not go for it? Their defense has been playing stellar. They've been keeping low pressure on Logan Kilgore. Can they march over 100 yards down the field with Logan Kilgore? They haven't shown consistency at doing that. Put your offense out there. Your offensive line's been creating holes. Bring in your short yardage team. Let them plow back that defensive line and get a first down. The question is this time, will Watford escape outside or will he keep it inside? Looks like the same sneak is coming again.
Needs a yard. He goes that way again. He's got the yard more. And down to the 2. 1st and goal, Ticats.
Yeah, he's definitely he's doing a much better job of running the sneaks than weeks before. As you can see the hole, the bubble is right here. This is where he needs to hit. And where does he go? Right behind Sirocco and Revingberg. They're out there. They're like road graders right now, just road grading guys in yellow, white, and green. And there goes number 6 right behind them, getting the ball down to the 1-yard line.
7th play of the drive. It was an animated discussion on the sidelines. I don't know if Evans wanted to handle the short yardage duties, but Watford 4 touchdowns and make it 5. He's in for a Ticat major.
Now, as happy as Dane Evans is to see him score, trust me, quarterbacks hate it when we have to come out after driving the offense down the field. But it's all in good faith for the team. Great job by David Watford. It's been good to see his growth over the past number of weeks where he struggled with the quarterback sneaks first early on when he came in with the Ticats following the injury to Jeremiah Masoli. But David Watford has done a great job of completing the task when he comes in. The bubble is in the same place. Look at Revingberg and Sirocco clearing a path. He gets behind those 2 guys. I just hope he takes them out to eat because those guys are clearing holes and keeping him just free. I mean, there's no dirt on his jersey. You can eat sushi off that jersey.
7 plays, 56 yards in a 4-minute drive, and again they'll go for 2. 16 of 21, high percentage. Pressure coming. Evans gets away, throws, incomplete. Try to get it to Banks. And coverage provided there by Yanamba. But Orlando Steinauer's offense continues to click. And they expand the lead to 31-12.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Safety car set. Put.
Copy that.
Are we there yet? Not yet. Oh, see? Hands free.
Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW 3 Series today.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune.
Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
One of the focuses in Coors Light answering the call, Dane Evans against that Eskimo defense. Good, solid numbers for Evans again. A couple of touchdown passes. More balanced offense, so running the ball much better than they were 2 weeks ago in Edmonton, and leading the way now as we go back to CC and Henry.
Great look back at Tim Hortons Field. The Ticats with at least 30 points for the third straight game and the 8th time this season. Opening up a 31-12 advantage. Big booming kick. And Brian Walker had to go back to get it and returns it just short of the 30-yard line. Let's take a look at that 6-play, 75-yard drive.
Dane Evans and company, they went to work in response to that touchdown by Logan Kilgore and the Eskimos. Great job of recognizing man-to-man, getting the ball upfield because nobody looks at the quarterback in man-to-man, but Tyrell Sutton. They're looking at him, but it doesn't matter because he's going to run the ball and run it some more behind that massive offensive line, opening up holes, and man, he did a great job of getting upfield. But looking at Dane Evans making great decision after great decision led to David Walker getting a big touchdown and furthermore widening this gap back to 19 points, that is.
Kilgore in trouble. He gets dropped. Julian Hauser's been chasing him tonight. He finally caught him.
And for every sack, each of the defensive linemen add $20 to the pot that Jagarrett Davis speaks of. And I can tell you, whoever ends up with the most sacks tonight's going to get all that money. Julian Hauser, you know he's wanting all that money tonight. I guess he's got a hot date and he needs some money. Great. Look at him getting back there. Logan Kilgore, you better get rid of the ball. These Ticats are ready to feast tonight.
6th sack of the year for Hauser, 4th in 3 games. And the 3rd Ticat sack tonight. So you're telling me there's $60 in the pool?
Oh yeah, they're going to be filling that pot up tonight.
Devon Smith missed it.
No.
Picked off. Richard Leonard, pick 6. Off the tip and into the end zone for Richard Leonard and the Ticat defense.
Great play by the defense. I was confused why he threw it there. There were 3 Ticats in the area with 1 Edmonton receiver. When you misread plays like that, disasters happen. But a great job by the front here for the Hamilton Ticats. Look at these wide splits. They're on the outside shoulders of the guards. This is talking about pinning your ears back and going to get the quarterback. He got the ball out of his hands. The problem is there's 1 receiver and there's 3 Ticats in the area. He should have went to the boundary where he had 4 receivers and outnumbered Hamilton. Logan Kilgore, those mistakes will come back to haunt you.
So Leonard with a pair of interceptions in the game. Number 4 has 4 on the season. And a touchdown.
Well, they're going to put the finishing touches here with this 2-point conversion, widening the gap even more.
Big to Sutton, and it's another 2-point convert catch for Braylon Anderson. So the defense gets into the act offensively as Devon Smith gives one away. And Richard Leonard says thank you.
If you're a homeowner, you most likely experienced this nightmare.
Honey!
What is it?
Our drain, it's clogged.
Oh, say it ain't so. That could cost a fortune.
Times have changed thanks to FH Fur's 83 or it's free special. Yeah, you heard right. FH Fur's plumbing specialists will clear your drain, then follow up with a complete video inspection. If they can't unclog it for $83, it's free. Call FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical at 877-CALL-FUR.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety car net. 1 foot.
Copy that.
Are we there yet? Not yet. See? Hands free.
Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW 3 Series today.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Back in the Game, the new album from Chad Brownlee. Listen now on Apple Music.
Richard Leonard has a touchdown tonight to add to the Ticat onslaught, their biggest production since June, when they had 41 against Montreal. Of course, they put 64 on the board against the Argos. Certainly not hurting their status as the #1 ranked team in the country. Flag on that kick return.
Yeah, it seems everybody's getting in the action. Like I said, they're partying like it's 1999 here tonight, and everybody's getting into the action. For those who took the Ticats defense in fantasy, congratulations.
First down.
And let's look at that pick six. Now, I was putting it on Logan Kilgore at first, but I can see what he's saying here. He's got easy access because of Richard Leonard being high. But at the snap, Richard Leonard buzzes to the flat. Stephon Smith, you just have to make this catch. In my mind, it was a great read by the quarterback as Hamilton pushed a lot of guys into the boundary. Stephon Smith, make the catch. Just another to one of the building problems for the Eskimos tonight. It's going to be tough trying to make this up.
First CFL touchdown for Richard Leonard. Flag down. Like somebody jumped on offense prematurely. Let's find out.
Procedure. Edmonton, number 58. 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
And Travis Bond flinched ahead of the snap, and you notice a guy who's 6'7", 356.
You can't hide when you're that big.
So the field gets longer, the night gets a little longer,
and it's getting more frustrating.
Yep. To the 5th loss in 6 for Edmonton. And they'll drop below 500. Here's Alex Taylor, the catch. And Jairus Davis tracked him down with some help. Leonard there, Rico Murray.
I guess it works hand in hand when you say welcome to the hammer and they're laying the hammer. These guys are hitting out here. And we talked to Rob Hitchcock, and when it comes to laying big hits, big smacks, it doesn't get any better than this. Look at the defense, the way they recognize the screen, and they all rally to the ball. Black jersey, black jersey, black jersey, bam, nice hit.
Second down, and down goes Kilgore. Another sack. And it's Lorenzo Molden getting his first CFL sack. He's in the pool.
Everybody's getting in on the action. You got two guys from Virginia on opposite sides of the ball, being Mikey Moore from Virginia, and Malden says, you know what? If he can get sacks, I can get sacks too. I want the sack pot tonight. And now with the ball being snapped, putting him inside on the offensive guard on Matt O'Donnell, he takes advantage of his ability to move better than the 300-pound plus guy, getting the big sack to force the punt.
So O'Neal to punt it away from the Edmonton goal line. Fielded by Williams with a flag. Should be no yards. Will be a 15-yarder, and Hamilton will be in scoring range again.
No yards, Edmonton, number 41. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Money Hunter called on the penalty. Let's go to the sidelines. Here's Matthew.
Well, CC, let's go through the list of injured Eskimos. Devon Smith and his knee. He was just limping behind me a few minutes ago. CJ Gable is out with that right knee injury. And now add Greg Ellingson, who during that last series was on the treatment table. He was dealing with what appeared to be some cramps, but the medical staff was looking really at behind his knee and his calf. So really not good news for Edmonton, guys.
All their playmakers injured.
Yep, getting into the worst case scenario mode here. Malik Irons, short carry. What we've seen tonight, Tyrell Sutton has really become another piece to this impressive puzzle. 80 yards rushing, looking for a helmet because he might have to come back in. 10 carries, 85 yards. And a Ticat down. I believe that is Irons. A little slow to get up.
And Hamilton was seeming to get guys back healthy at the right time, and to create that 1-2 punch with Malik Irons. They're both physical backs with Tyrell Sutton.
John Thomas Erlington is at least starting to run in practice again, which is good news.
That's
not sure if
definitely good news.
And we're going to see Jeremiah Briscoe come in, it looks like, for the final couple of minutes. Walter Payton Award winner out of Sam Houston State. Getting some words of encouragement from the number one guy who's out of the lineup right now.
Yeah, you know he's frustrated, Trevor. He wants to be out there helping this team clinch this final playoff spot, and it's tough when you can't be out there. You got to protect the throwing arm. He's the franchise. Well, they're bringing the house here.
Handed off to Sutton left side. And dropped around the 24. So we hit the 3-minute warning here. Ticats going to improve to 7-0 at home.
Nothing feels better on a hot summer day than coming home to a nice air-conditioned house. Call FH Fur and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system that delivers that perfect feeling. For savings now and all year long, call FH Fur at 877-CALL-FUR and get 60 months no-interest financing on a Lennox home comfort system.
877-CALL-FUR. FH Fur. FHFur.com.
VA 811 reminds you that before you plant that tree, dig that post hole, or till that garden, always call 811 to have all of your utilities marked. Keep your family and community safe. Dig with care, Virginia.
How's the battery?
All good.
Are we there yet?
Come on!
Are we there yet?
Safety car net. 1 foot.
Copy that.
Oh, are we there yet? Not yet. See? Hands free.
Are we there yet?
Not every journey has an end. Here's to the next 100 years of innovation. The journey continues at your local BMW center. Hurry in to test drive the BMW 3 Series today.
I'm never gonna let you go. Never gonna let you go. Babe, I'm never gonna let you go. No, never.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go.
Once again, another Super Saturday triple header. Tomorrow it starts in Montreal, Calgary, and the Alouettes. That should be a beauty, starting at 4 Eastern. Then it's the Blue Bombers and Rough Riders from Mosaic at 7 Eastern, and it wraps up with the live mic game at BC Place Stadium. The Lions staying alive for another night, and they play host to the Argos.
You know, with all the snow and the rain in the Midwest right now, all the crop dusters are going to be flying into Regina International Airport for that one. That's going to be a doozy.
It always is. Iralahu from 32 out. Up and good again, and they're into the 40s. Second highest production of the season for Orlando Steinauer's Ticats. Well, they clinch first with this win. They match a franchise record for victories. And they've still got 3 games left. 12-3 as the decision desk marks this one officially in ink.
I mean, look at Hamilton being 12-3. I mean, when has Hamilton ever been 12-3 and a chance to lead the league in wins? 3 losses. I mean, you have to tip your hat off to Orlando Steinauer, and honestly, Coach of the Year. I mean, you've got to think about it. You've got Kahari Jones in Montreal. You've got Orlando Steinauer here. 2 great storylines. We're going to see how this plays out. Bob Young, he needs a championship. He hasn't had one yet. He definitely deserves one.
Happy time for the Ticat owner. Your soccer team hasn't lost here either, so there's something going very well at Tim Hortons Field.
Well, the fans are definitely loving it here.
Those crop dusters are calling. They've got Craig Dickinson in that list of Coach of the Year candidates.
Oh, yeah, you definitely got to put Craig in there. He's done a great job of developing that team, getting the right type of mixture of veterans and young guys. And Cody Fajardo, fun mania happening in Regina right now.
That other Dickinson's not a bad coach either. Christian Jones. And he is knocked into the Ticat bench. We're going to get a look at Jeremiah Briscoe to wrap things up here. Big quarterback, 6'3", 225 out of Sam Houston.
He's a big, strong arm quarterback. He's got a lot of ability. Look at that, almost 11,500 yards in his university career. Hey, I've heard a lot of great things from Brock Sunderland about what this kid's future could be.
Those college numbers pop off the page, don't they?
Oh yeah, they spread the field. The spread front and gun system at Sam Houston State, similar to what you see here in the CFL. He should, with some experience, he'll definitely fit right in.
Let's see how he uses this brief audition. Boy, threw into tight coverage there. That was Connor McGuff who dropped back. I'm not sure where he came from, but he's wondering how he didn't come up with the interception.
Well, I guess I was wrong about their defensive lineman playing in coverage. He looked pretty good in that, but also you saw Briscoe's strong arm. He tried to put it in there. He's showing some confidence in it. Let's see if he gets a chance to really let it go. Let's see if Jason Moss, takes the handcuffs off him and let him play.
2nd and 10, McGuff rushing, and that pass dropped. So they don't help the young quarterback. Ricky Collins can't hang on. And Collins only 22 yards away from 1,000. Might have had a shot on that drive if he'd been able to make the catch.
And that's part of the frustration for Jason Moss, just these veterans stepping up and making the plays they've been paid to make. It's tough to call plays when you got guys wide open and you just can't complete the process. You can't win that way.
Get a look at David Unger as a punt returner. 83 back. He'll field it at the 43 and try and get outside. Monte Diggs is there to wrestle him down. Time now for the Nissan Titan Player of the Game. It's brought to you by the Nissan Titan. It's ranked #1 in quality by J.D. Power.
You got to tip your hat off to Mark Washington, doing a great job with that secondary, mixing up the coverages. making it tough for Logan Kilgore to decipher what they're going to do pre-snap. You see one thing before the snap, you see a different thing after, which resulted in a couple of key interceptions and the lack of Edmonton's playmakers making plays, but the Ticats playmakers sure did.
Could have given that award to a lot of guys tonight, from the quarterback to the running back. Brandon Banks, another big game, but that defense was exceptional. Richard Leonard leading the way with a couple of picks and his first Canadian Football League touchdown. That's Jackson Bennett getting a carry at the end of the game, as the Ticats will wind this down.
Well, it's something to see Dane Evans still in the game. I mean, seeing the backup from the Eskimos in, this is a great opportunity to give the young kid from Cincinnati, Hayden Moore, some snaps, because you never know. I mean, it only takes one play, and the backup could be the guy who has to take this team the rest of the way. Maybe this is an opportunity they failed to probably get some well-needed reps for the young guy.
Nice hard run by Bennett, who had a 77 yards and a touchdown against Toronto on Labor Day, the last time the Ticats played at home. And there's Jeremiah in behind Tommy Condell.
I know, look at the long locks there. He's looking like Bruno Mars now, you know, with the long hair, but you know what? He was off to such a great start leading this team. Him and Tommy Condell has such a fabulous relationship, and now he's triggered all of his injury, of course, to rehabbing, but also to making sure that Dane Evans is all set and on point when stepping out on this field on game day, and he's done a great job of being a leader without being out there in between the lines.
And it's official, it's Toque season.
It is Toque season. Well, he's from Hawaii, so it could be 20-plus degrees and he'll still have that Toque on.
Jackson Bennett getting fed the football and making the most of it. There's a 10-yard run for Bennett. Just checking the rushing stats now because they're starting to mount. And the Ticats at 159 yards on the ground.
That's critical.
Kick that 169 is updated.
Well, you can pass the ball all you want, but you know Old Man Winter's going to come calling at some point. You need the ability to run the football. With this three-headed monster, with Sutton, with Irons, with Jackson, they are on to something right here that could definitely help them out down the stretch.
Second and short. And Bennett's going to run for another first down. Money Hunter the tackle. And time for two more plays. We're going to update the West standings. Eskimos falling under 500 once again. And the battle will be for the wild card, or the crossover team. And there's the top three all in action tomorrow in that great race for first in the West.
Well, I know we mentioned the Bombers and the Rough Riders are squaring off, but I'm interested to see, is Calgary going to finally shake off the monster of losing in Montreal? Well, you know Vernon Adams Jr. coming back. He's ready to play against those guys and win at home. But I know I know Dave Dickinson and John Huffnagel are going to have an excellent game plan together. Hey, I'm looking forward to some great football again tomorrow. An outstanding job by Hamilton tonight, but the triple header is going to be outstanding tomorrow.
Ticats paid tribute to the 99 Grey Cup champions, and they look like Grey Cup contenders, don't they? Another impressive performance, and they're perfect at home, 7-0 after a 42-12 drubbing of the Edmonton Eskimos. Once again, a reminder, here's the triple header that starts at 4 Eastern tomorrow. The Stampeders and the Alouettes, Bombers and Rough Riders, and then it all wraps up with the live mic game between the Argonauts and those dancing BC Lions. Again, 42-12 the final. Let's go to the panel, and here's Rod Smith.
Thank you, CC. Back with Benny and Ches and Milt, and Chris was talking about it, guys. What a nice way to pay tribute to the 1999 champions. The last time, it's been a long drought, but this team, Milt,